Let's begin with a story that's really breaking news and creating huge drama. And it's hard because I actually know this person, and it's difficult to cover these stories when you're familiar with the individual involved. So, I'm discussing entertainment. Boss Tyler Perry. Tyler has been charged with sexual assault, and let me bring in Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked. He runs Hollywood Unlocked. Jason, good morning. We'll talk to Jason shortly, but first, here's a news report from ABC Watch. Tyler Perry is now dealing with a massive lawsuit from an actor, claiming years of sexual harassment. The legal case, demanding $260 million, was started by actor Derek Dixon, who appeared in the bet show, The Oval. The lawsuit states, Perry has been abusing his authority to sexually attack helpless and weak workers and performers. Perry's attorney issued a statement tonight saying he won't be intimidated and labeled them fake harassment accusations, $260 million. Here's the news headline from the gossip magazines. I think this comes from, I'm not certain if it's TMZ or another source, but this is from where? Is this Hollywood Reporter? Hollywood Reporter Tyler Perry gets sued for claimed sexual assault and battery by Oval actor Derek Dixon, an actor. Some of the media boss's production claims Perry constantly made unwanted sexual moves. A lawyer for Perry said the director is being blackmailed, and it continues to detail what happened. There are text conversations that are shown. Hollywood Unlocked and Jason Lee, you can bet, is covering this story. Jason, I read the text conversations. Is there anything real here? First, good morning. Thanks for coming on. So what's happening here? Good morning. Listen, everyone who knows. Me, that's followed my brand from the start, knows I have no issue exposing anyone's secrets if needed. Tyler Perry, who I don't call a friend, but I do know, $260 million for supposedly assaulting someone who is an unknown actor that none of us heard of until today, at least myself, is ridiculous. I examined the text messages word by word. I don't see any refusal if these are even real text messages because they haven't been proven yet as actual text messages. I don't see any message where the person claims feeling uncomfortable or asking Mr. Perry to stop acting a certain way. I see jokes and friendly talks on both sides, and knowing Tyler, having texted him several times, the spelling mistakes on the supposed Tyler texts don't convince me these are actually real. So, I don't know what we're even discussing besides Tyler's name being spread across every website with these accusations. And you know how Google works. It rises to the top, and with the cancel culture climate we live in now, this screams money. Grab to me? This is everywhere. As you mentioned, this is the New York Times. And when the New York Times starts covering something, it's massive, right? And you have the Hollywood Reporter too. Look, I don't know what occurred, but I read those text messages, Jason, and I have to tell you, there has to be something more if this guy wants $260 million, because in those text messages, I don't see anything that's even slightly worth $260,000, or even taking to court over some text messages that exist there. Go ahead. Sorry, Jason. Here's what people need to understand about how this all operates, right? There's this new thing happening. We've seen it with many celebrities. And listen, I'm not a celebrity by any means. I'm a public figure, and I've had people try to get close to me and then try to blackmail me for money and ask me for chances because I don't give them what they want. Tyler Perry is one of the most powerful people in Hollywood. I believe he's a billionaire, this is Oprah, and Gail's best friend. But more importantly, he is the opportunity maker because he can transform your life with a role, and he's changed many people's lives, and I'm sure rightfully so, by giving them a chance they've earned. I don't know this person, and I don't want to attack their character. But what I will say is there's this new world happening that people don't know about. The Hollywood Reporter, let's use them as an example. Or Hollywood Unlocked, we're part of what's called a syndication network. So when we write a story, it may reach our 3.7 million followers or 8 million followers in our system. But it's in a syndication network, which means it gets picked up by everyone else, and they send it syndicated across every platform and reaches millions and millions of people. The second thing is, you can file a lawsuit and say everything in a lawsuit that you can't say directly online and avoid being held responsible for defamation and character assassination because the lawsuit told everyone what you allegedly did, not you. So you free yourself of responsibility. This person can go and settle this lawsuit by dropping it. and Tyler Perry's name would already be out in the cancel culture court, regardless of whether he did it or not. So Tyler's been put in a very bad situation, and this is why I say there needs to be some kind of laws where people make claims that are not found to be true, or that are found to be fake. They need to be prosecuted or face some kind of punishment. Because at this point, Ronald McDonald could come forward and say, Tyler touched his leg and offered him a role in the Oval, and people will believe it. And you know, it is what it is, just another day at work. Look, this is also something that started. Look, this is as old as Hollywood, right? This is as old as the world, where people have been accused of these things. But if you want to start from the Me Too movement, which is a real movement, but there are people who, and don't get me wrong, I'm a survivor of sexual assault. So when I look at this, I examine everything with a critical eye, and I'm like, well, okay, someone touched your leg, whatever. That should not happen. But not everything is life-destroying and life-changing. And if Tyler Perry is guilty of this, okay, fine, then he should. And I think Tyler would be the first person to say, I should face the consequences. But I don't see anything in those text messages. I don't see anything in this lawsuit that reaches the level of a $260 million harassment claim that someone should even take to court. I would be shocked that this would even stand in court if it's going to. Now, I do know Tyler. Tyler and I aren't best friends. We are friendly. We've been more friendly. We've been closer in the past. But I haven't been able to talk to him in quite some time because he's busy. I'm busy. But I will tell you that Tyler is a kind person. He is very playful in texts, you know, haha, whatever, how you doing? And if you get to know him, he's just a very playful person. And those text messages to me show someone who thought they had someone's trust. He was joking around with them, and he thought they were friends. I will also say that, look, I don't know if it has anything to do with this, but Tyler is a humanitarian. He does help many people. And he said at the BET Awards, I have made more black millionaires maybe than anyone in history. Look, can you separate those things? Yes. But what people should know is that when you're in this position, when you're in these positions, you are a target. And there have been rumors about Tyler, and there's rumors about everyone who knows what's true and who knows what's not. I don't care. I don't care what Tyler is. Whatever. I'm not in his bedroom. I'm not in his business. But I will tell you, just looking at this lawsuit, Jason, I don't know, $260 million. Like, come on now. Listen, Don, let me just get straight to it. I recently have been getting to know Tyler because we wanted to honor him this year at my award show, which we're honoring you, by the way. We recognize people who are driving the culture and who are making an impact beyond their talent. Tyler does a lot for the black community, for everyone, not only just as a humanitarian. Just to think, even when Whitney Houston died, he put her Bodie on his jet and flew her home to her family. That's the type of person Tyler is. I have found him to be very professional, also very respectful. Now that's not to say that nothing could happen, but let's unpack this a little bit. None of us have ever heard from Tyler Perry's mouth that he was gay, so this is also an attempt to expose him and embarrass him. And most celebrities who don't have the resources will give in under the pressure because they just want the headline to disappear. I got a call yesterday, and I haven't said this to anybody. I got a call yesterday from Johnny Gill, who was frustrated at this person who's online claiming that they saw him kissing Eddie Murphy. And he's like, first of all, this has never happened. This is crazy. And he went on and on about the rumors that he's been fighting for years and how he wants to defend himself. And what Johnny was asking was, how do I even defend myself? You can't defend yourself against the internet. The internet has its own life. Here's the deal. Don, let me just say this. If I tell somebody right now in a DM, which I probably have, yo, you're fine as hell, I want to sleep with you, where is that worth $260 million? I'm a single man. Men walk up to women in the club every day and say, hey, I want to sleep with you. And women have the right to say no. In this case, those text messages don't say no. And it doesn't say that he's done anything to go beyond being interested in another person. So I'm confused. I am confused too. And look, I again will say obviously innocent until proven guilty, and this will all be played out in the courtroom. But I do have to say that if someone like Tyler Perry, who has the means, or as we say in the community, Tyler has long money, right? And if Tyler wanted this to go away, it would go away. We would not hear about it. So for Tyler to say, no, you are not going to blackmail me, or you are not going to get any of my money, speaks volumes about, I believe, the strength of this case and how this will possibly play out. Because if he wanted it to go away, trust me, he could make it go away, and he has not done that. Do you think I'm wrong? 1000%. I went on Facebook yesterday. There's so many memes about this. There's so many fake stories. There's so many scandalous things driving clicks because people are making money from it. Yes, Tyler can make this go away. I saw a picture of Tyler Perry on a yacht with my friend Brian Tanaka, who's the ex of Mariah Carey. Just a photo saying, Tyler on the boat with Mariah Carey's ex. They then tried to turn that into a story that they're now in a relationship. So this again is part, I think, of a bigger propaganda thing against Tyler. But I do want to go on to say, and this is somebody who's been molested, and thank you for sharing your own survival story. Because when you've been taken advantage of, you do look at things through a more critical lens, and you want to defend people. I support anybody who's been a victim or survivor of being assaulted. But I will say that there's a lot of nonsense out there, and I do believe those people are the ones ruining it for the real victims and should be held responsible, including this person. Look, and look, and look. I didn't quite get my point across earlier because it's early and I kind of lost my train of thought, but the Me Too movement has been good for many reasons. But also, people have taken advantage of the Me Too movement and they want their Me Too money, right? They use the Me Too. They think that they're going to embarrass someone who is either a celebrity or wealthy, and they will just get paid to go away. They will file lawsuits, and then the lawyers who are the ambulance chasers will be like, oh, this is a money grab. We can get some money because Tyler's not going to want this. Headline, Jason's not going to want these headlines. Dawn's not going to want these headlines. I don't give a damn. Yeah, I'll take the headlines. You are not getting my money. I will take you all the way to court till the very end to prove my innocence. But that's just me. But people are taking advantage, and it's doing a disservice to the Me Too movement and to the legitimate victims of sexual assault, I believe. Well, and the Men Too movement, and see where the Me Too movement failed is there is a Me Too movement that never happened because men are victims of sexual assault and molestation and other things, and so their voices need to be raised. But let me tell you something. You said, I don't want it. I welcome somebody to try me. I will drag you to the gates of hell, introduce you to the devil, spit in your face, and bring you back to heaven where I will bless you with the biggest lawsuit and beating that you will ever get. Mess around and find out is the definition of this face. Don't I'm with all the smoke, even though I'm an elected official and I'm trying to change my community and I am making changes. What doesn't change with me is I'm with all the drama. If that's what you want to try to do, they pick the right people. Tyler is a big giant, a happy giant. He's a great man, and he stays out the way and he minds his business. Unless you're Monique, of course, and she's bitter and sad anyway. But when it comes to Tyler, he's not one to be in the news defending himself. So I do want to applaud Tyler for taking this moment to say, nah, I'm standing my ground and I'm not going to let you bully me, and I'm going to keep my money, period. Well, I just want to say, look, what's between I've spoken to Monique, or whatever it was, between Monique and Tyler, that's their business. And I felt bad having to. It hurt. Look, this is a tough thing, Jason. As you know, this is a business that we're in, and we have to be critical of everything. So you have to interview people, you have to do stories on them, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you agree with the stories or the person that you're interviewing. So it's been really tough. And I think it's been really tough because Monique was out there saying things about Tyler and Oprah. And I interviewed her. I wanted to know. And I'm sure they don't like that I reported on it. But you know, what are you going to do? Yeah. But when Monique told Tyler and Oprah to suck her dick, I mean, you don't have to have a dick. And if you do have a dick, that's the headline. Let's talk about that. How big is it, Monique? Come on. Is it on OnlyFans, Monique? What the hell? What the hell? You are a fool. So Jason, anyway, so here's what I have to say. I don't know what's going on. I'm not in it. Tyler, I wish you well. I wish this person well, whatever he needs, if he needs help, whatever help he needs. Right? I believe in taking care of yourself. Then you get that, sir. But I do have to say, I'm a Tyler Perry supporter on this, Okay? That's all I have to say. And you know, my brother Tyler, do your thing. I looked at all of the text messages. Look, these are some of the text messages. Let's put them up real quick before we take our ad break. Like, nice picture. Yeah, the water does look calm. Nice picture. Great. Amazing. Whatever. You don't see a stud in that nice picture. I see a stud in the picture with calm water. Next slide. Yes, I mean, who cares, right? And I'd be like, if she texted me that, I'd be like, all right, I see you, Tyler. You know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. And so that's if you are a genuine person and you're not out trying to get some money. But anyway, you have a really fresh voice and take on things or whatever. And he's telling them about an actor. And it appears to me he's trying to help this person. And guess what though? What if he is flirting? I don't know. Wait, that last slide, go back. He says, here's my feedback. Tyler Perry's giving you feedback on your creative project and saying, I don't see the characters. I don't see it from my audience, but let me help you, right? But this is what happens when you try to help the homeless, you know? The homeless people who are running around looking for a place to live because rent is not cheap and their roommates are just beyond capacity. You gotta be careful with a cute face, some abs, and a little bit of talent. Tyler has put on a lot of people that may not have the best talent because we've seen some of the actors in some of the roles. And some could say maybe they got it because they're a cute face. I don't know, look, but isn't that what Hollywood is about? Yes. And I don't see any there. I'm still looking for the thing that says, can I sleep with you? And if I can't, you're not getting this opportunity. That's the there. There, Me Too is built on, where is that here? I don't see it. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel, page, or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.